Going on, guys? Brandon from Creative Scales here today. Figured I'd do a little bit of a different video here. I know a lot of people are always interested in ball pythons and interested in snakes, and they might want to get one as a first pet, but they always got that fear. And I'm going to be honest with you, I had that fear too. That's why I didn't get into snakes for years because, well, I don't want to get bit by it. And I'm sure there is a lot of people out there that are deterred from these animals because they bite. Well, reality is they're an animal. It's a defense mechanism. You're going to run the chance that they're going to bite. However, the bite, not even close to what you would ever think mentally. It is a severe mind over matter thing. You're going to think that it's going to hurt. I'm going to bleed. I'm going to do this, that. You know what? You do bleed, and it hurts for like half a second, and it doesn't even really hurt that bad. I'm not going to stick my hand in there and let it bite me, though, because that's why would you do that? However, when it hits you one day, let's say you get it and it does end up striking at you and bite you once, I'm going to tell you right now, the day that happens, you're going to be like, that's what I was worried about. Happens to everybody. We all get bit. I've only been bit 3 times in 6 years I've been doing this. All you have to do is watch and study and note what your animal does. You need to know your animal. And if you're pretty new to the hobby and you got your first snake, and everybody wants the babies because they're a little easier. And when it gets bigger, you're like, maybe I don't want to get bit by that. I would strongly recommend a snake hook. You can touch the animal with the snake hook. It ain't gonna hurt it. You can move it around. You can pick up the snake, and you can tell the signs of what it wants, what it's doing. It will hiss at you if it doesn't want to be touched that day. It will flex and tighten up. It'll kind of have like an S curve. Its head will be kind of all S out like a spring. These snakes only strike 2 inches, 3 inches. They do not have a spring range like a rattlesnake that can basically jump at the length of a body. It's not going to do it. These animals do not strike from behind. So if you were ever, you see the snake and it's looking at you and you think it's going to bite you, if you reach behind that snake, behind its head, and touch its head, 90% of the time, it'll just coil up real fast into a ball. It's a defense mechanism. It doesn't want to bite you. It doesn't want to strike at you. All it sees is a giant thing of heat, and it doesn't know what it is, and it's curious, and it's going to try to take a stab at it, or it's going to take a stab at it because it wants you to stay away. That's all. And the only time you might have a food bite is where, it would bite on, it would try to coil around you, is if you went playing in a bunch of rat shavings, or were handling food of any sort, and it's gonna see heat, it's gonna smell, and it's gonna assume your food. That's it. I've never had a food bite in 6 years, ever. And in 6 years, like I've been bit 3 times. I got, kind of gutsy with a female, and I was just kind of spot cleaning, and I went to move her out of the way, and I was, playing in the bedding, and she turned around. When I went to take my hand out, she turned around and gave me a little warning snap. It bled for maybe 20 seconds, wiped it off, sprayed it down with some rubbing alcohol, good to go. So, and the other ones were babies. Babies don't hurt at all. It feels like a cat licking you. A little bit of sandpaper. That's it. It's not bad at all. So, for the people that are probably starting out, I'm gonna basically, everybody starts out. You get a little terrarium or a fish tank and stuff like that. So it's pretty simple to see the animal inside the enclosure. So you kind of know where it is, what it's doing, how it's sitting. So it's a little easier. Everybody starts out, like I started out in a tank, a little plastic enclosure, the ones with the little sliding door on it, anything visual, it's easier. If you get a snake hook, like I said, you can touch it, see what it's going to do, see if it's going to hiss, maybe get it used to being picked up with the snake hook. From what I've kind of learned and seen, Most of these animals are only really defensive in the cage anyway. So once you get them out, I mean, pretty well, they'll warm up to you, they'll get used to you, you know, just kind of let them go around. Just always be mindful of your animal. Always understand your animal's actions. You really need to study your animals in order to have these, you know, they're so docile. Like I can't even stress it. Like they are the easiest animals to have, and they're great. They make absolutely fantastic pets. You can get them in any color or pattern you want. There is so much variety with these ball pythons. I can't even stress it. So I have a couple of animals here that I'm going to show you that, you know, I wouldn't stick my hand in front of their face necessarily and try to take them out, because I know that they're probably going to come out and grab me. So I'm going to flip the camera over here. So I have the clown 50% head hypo. So because these are gray tubs, I don't know where this animal is. So it's dark in these bins. So the first thing that's going to happen is I'm going to open this bin and they're going to see a giant thing of heat. So what's their instinct? They might come out. So I'll grab the bin from down here and I'll just kind of open it slowly. All right, now I see its head. Now, it's going to be kind of hard to see it, but how its head is up, you see how it's slowly following me? The body is slightly kinked out, so I know that it's not going to come out that far. Now, the closer I'm going to get to it, it tightens up. I know that that animal will strike at me. The way it's sitting up. Its head's got a kind of a little shake on it. It's just seeing what I'm doing. It's not going to slither out here and try to attack me. It's just saying, I am aware that you're here, and I really don't want to be touched right now. This GHI yellow belly here had hypo. Same thing. Pull it out slow. This girl here, she strikes pretty often. So, like I said, I have a makeshift snake hook. So, and really, I just use it so I can open bins and close them. But if you had a snake hook, this animal here, and you just touched its head, see how it backs up? You just kind of touch its body, and it's really stiff. This animal here is not comfortable. It does not want anything to do with me. However, if you just kind of go in the back of the head, see, it goes into defense mode. And you generally should be able to free handle it. This girl's a little iffy. But see, real hard body. See, she's coming back. She does not want to be handled. In this scenario, I highly, highly recommend you might not want to put your hand in there. Just leave her alone, put her back wherever she is, and you just kind of let her do her thing and be comfortable. Most of the time, they're just curled up. Head defensive means that if I was to, see, go around their head, they want nothing to do with me. They just want to curl up into their ball. And then most of the time, once they're out, you can free handle them. They don't want to bite you. They don't want to hurt you. They just, if I'm sleeping, don't poke the bear. It's pretty much the only way I could think of it, These animals are so friendly and so nice. You just have to understand their body languages. Just understand what they're doing, understand how they act, and read the animal. Once you know the animal, you are 100% safe. So if your fear is, getting bit, I wouldn't even dwell on it. You get a good enclosure and a snake hook, and honestly, just, interact with the animal. See how it is. See what it does. you'll learn. And the other last kind of tip I forgot was, if you don't have a snake hook, I'm going to tell you right now a little trick. A paper towel roll. If you just don't smack the animal, if you just touch it, it'll do the same thing. They ain't really going to come out farther than that. You just touch it on the head, it'll go back into a ball. Make sure you've dominated that animal, and you'll be able to pick it up no problem. So, you know, it's a very inexpensive, very useful thing. That's literally why I have this, is just to kind of touch them just in case. And you know, it sucks because, like, when I was doing the shows, there's a lot of people that'll come by the table and they're like, yeah, are they venomous? You know, and I get it. A lot of people don't understand, you know, a lot of the snake stuff, it was just perfectly okay. I don't mind answering those questions, talking to those people. But you know, they're always like, you know, can I hold it? I'm afraid, and I am more than willing to let anybody they want, you know, take one out and kind of hold it, just so they can see that these things are not aggressive. They are not going to come out and eat you, and that they make great pets. And most of the time, the people that come back and they were like, hey, you know what? I was here at the last show, and you know, you let me hold one of those animals, and it was great. I had a wicked experience. Most of the time, they might come back and they'll be like, you know, hey, I'd like to purchase that animal. And it's a great feeling, you know. You educated somebody. You know, you gave them great facts and tips. You know, you made them feel comfortable with something that they might not have been comfortable with. And it ended in a good experience for everybody. Somebody got a great animal and a pet. And, you know, I got another customer. It's perfect. So this is just kind of like a little, I don't know, tip, educational kind of video that I just kind of felt like doing. Just feeling that most people's fears of these animals is getting bit. And there's a million ways you can go about not getting bit, to the 3 ways that you probably would. So I figured it was a good video to maybe just kind of put out. So I'd like to thank you guys. I know it's kind of like a 12-minute video. It's kind of long, but I really appreciate the love and support over the couple years that I've been doing this. It's a great hobby, great community, and it's always great to see new people coming in. And if you like this video, just remember to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll catch you in the next video. Thanks, guys.